Hello guys, welcome back to Pause and welcome back to Parkitect Build. Now in today's episode we're going to do a little bit more work on this new area of the park, which is kind of like just a generic kind of themed area that comes across here from the adventure theme and will eventually link down here into another area of the park. So what we did in the last one, we built a new little shopping area, put some flowers down, a couple of rides, some queues and stuff, and basically just started work on this little oasis style area. One thing I've just done before starting, I've just removed the two shops that were on the bridge. As looking at them again, I just don't think they were really in a decent place, and I think it kind of ruins the view, and it kind of goes against the whole point that I want to make with this park of having access to the backs of shops and things for staff. So that's something I've just removed. So what I'm probably going to do in today's episode, I think we're going to put some more buildings around this area, some buildings around this side here, and also maybe something over this area, and also I am going to start work on a coaster, which is going to be up in this section just here. As currently we have only got one coaster in the park, which is this really poor mine train. So suggestions so far and ideas I've had so far, I'm not really sure, but that's something we might start a little bit later on in the episode. But firstly, let's build a little bit of a building down here and house some shops. So that's what we're going to do now. So let's put a bit of a path up to it. Which one are we using? Is it this one? Yeah, that path. So let's just put a kind of yeah, a little bit of a path just sort of there, out the way kind of thing, not really cause any problems. Scenery wise, let's make it very similar to this one down here. So all the way there. So let's have it a little bit higher this time. So maybe have it yeah, a little bit higher building. So we'll start this one. I'm not going to make it too big, just sort of like relatively. What is it? 3 across. Oops. Move that out of the way. Get rid of that tree for now as well. So that's that. Next section, we're going to have a half wall of just this one. Oops. Okay, that's this one. Again, just to give it a little bit of depth and make it look a little bit different to the other buildings in the park. Again, this area is remaining relatively sort of, what's the word I'm looking for? Not default, generic, I think is the one. So a little doorway on it, and we might cap that off with how high is that actually compared to the other building? I'll make it maybe one more half piece just above, I think, which we could probably use. We could have a half glass, actually. Could have a strip of glass above the top. This might be quite nice. Again, it kind of gives it that little like open window kind of feel throughout. Then we can cap that off with a roof. Maybe this sloped one. And kind of just go like there. We're going like that way, and then maybe put a flat roof across the middle, like that. And we should be able to get maybe to finish off with brick, possibly, just to make it. Yeah, I think that kind of works, alright. And then another little half height for the middle section. It looks a bit warehousey, but obviously we'll put a bit of detail on it. But generally, I think that looks okay. These big windows, are these going to work on here? No, they're not. Oh, actually, yeah, maybe if we put put them in like that to open it up a little bit. Like I say, I don't want it to look like a hanger, but that's the kind of feel I'm getting from it. Right, details. Will these brick corners work? Will they work if we go all the way up? Not really. Would that happen? No, there wouldn't be any brick over glass, would they? So that's silly. So let's put that back in place. We can definitely use the brick on the corners at the bottoms. I think that kind of works alright. Add something to it. If we maybe put in what are they, not under supports, what are they under? Borders. Thinking maybe just a flat that one, but in like a dark grey kind of colour across the top. Yeah, it kind of gives it a bit of definition. Maybe one more up. Yeah, kind of works. Cuts between the sort of glass and the wall pieces. I mean, a thinner version of this would be quite nice, but I mean, there is a slightly thinner one, but I mean that one will do for now. I don't think it needs to be around the top, and I think we need a white colour at the bottom, I think. Yeah, to give it a bit of a base. So it looks a bit like a foundation, I suppose. Okay. Then there is the doorway. Is that gonna fit quite well? How does that look? It's a bit higher than it would be, but it kind of works. Gives it a little distinction at the door. Okay, right then. So what are we going to use this building for? Now is the question. Let's get another path inside. Which one do we do to get rid of the roof? There we go. So let's put some. Let's do that. And the thing we want inside here. So what do we have in this one? We've got burgers. No, we haven't. We've got drinks and snacks. So this one should really be sort of a proper food place. So let's get some burgers in there. Burger on both sides. Because you know, you need burgers in your life. Chinese food. Actually, you know what? Yeah, no, Chinese is fine. Hot dogs. Pizza. I feel now I don't want there to be two burgers actually, so we'll get rid of that one. Change my mind. So what else do we want? Hot dogs. We've got pizza. So we want hot drinks. Is that alright? Is that all we want? Or do you want cold drinks as well? Maybe we should have soft drinks in there. Oh, our soft drinks, I've gone past it. Soft drinks. I mean, I've got enough space to put one more thing in here. Cash machine. Yeah, that'll do. Again, these insides of these buildings are very much just as they are, just a building. I mean, there's not much you can do interior-wise yet. Benches, let's put a few of these inside. Okay, and then we want some bins, so let's use this iron one. And put one either side just there. Lovely. So, going round to the back, which one is it? Oh, I've lost my thing, there we go. Going round to the back then, this is where we obviously will put in a little bit of a staff path. Employee path. Okay, so this wall doesn't really work there. So let's open that up and put in. This is something we had to do before, actually, on the back, where we had to put in a lot of archways. What are they called? These doorways. Yeah, these. Then it keeps the pathway working there. There we go. Okay, so that's that. We need to put all these onto the depot, which we have here. So add that one, that one, that one, that one, that one, and that one. So now this whole area is on that depot. So it all comes to here. Let's put in, I think we want another underground path to link up to that one, I think. So maybe here. And I can bring this one along. Oh wait, that's not. Always made that mistake. There we go. Right, bring that all the way under that ride. All the way to here. And then to there. And then up. And to there. Okay. So that comes to there. So now all my staff areas have all nicely joined up. Let's go to fences and just fence this area in a little bit. Let's use the iron fence. So it looks a little bit nicer. Cut the fences just to there. So what I'm going to do here as well is maybe put one of the utilities in. So maybe a staff room just in there as well. So there's another little staff area up here. So let's join that up. There we go. A little bit of a bench for the staff. Maybe a little smoking area for them. And then some trees. Let's give them a nice little potted plant or something. A little plant there. Let's go on trees and give them a fir tree or something here. And maybe some like small tree like that or something. Small fir, just there. Maybe another one here. There we go. So it's a little walled-in area. I mean, yes, you'll see it from here, but we can put some little trees and stuff around that area, and then pretty much from the path, you're not going to see it. So there we go. That's a nice little area just there. Let's put a little seating area outside this. Lift up some ground here just to make it work a little bit better. Wow, I don't want that. There we go. And back to paths. And we've got a little bit of a seating area. I'll replace these fences in a second with something else. And actually, should we? Let's use that instead. It kind of gives it a bit of a distinction over there. It's a shame we don't have like proper benches yet, like picnic tables or anything like that. But obviously, that's something that'll come soon. So for now, let's just use these benches. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 2. And got some bins. What did we use before? Let's use these. Let's use these outside. See the ones we use in this area. And then we want some kind of lamp. So we use the little short lamps, didn't we? So let's put 1, 2. There we go. And then we want a fence, just to replace the fence that's currently there. So what's a nice fence for this little area? Something low, something quite nice. Iron fence? I think the iron one looks quite nice. There we go. Fence that in as well. Is that the same one we use over here? Yeah, it is. That works out quite nicely. And then what we're going to do in the where are we? Nature. We'll add some of these little potted plants. This one's quite nice. Let's add that in there. Oh, actually no. Let's put a bush down first. A little shrub. These are still relatively new. And then maybe put like a little bit of a tree sticking out of it. Kind of tree do you want? Topiary maybe? Does that work in there? It's a bit small. That one? Severe? No, they're a bit small actually. Maybe one of these little round ones. A bit big. That one might work. No, it's a bit big. It's still a bit big. Let's use a little one, little round one. And there we go. So now we've got a little bit of a seating area. Imagine these are like proper tables. Windows you can see in and out, and a nice little food area. So amazing, that's good. Right, I know we've not really done much this episode, but that's a nice little foodie bit. Okay, let's move on to, let's start on a coaster then. Let's decide on what we want, and then let's make a start on that. And then maybe leave that there for today, because time is of the essence. So what do we think we want? So we've already got a mine train, so we want this one to be more of a thrill, I'm thinking. So straight away, the ones that are sort of jumping out at me is vertical drop coaster, so like your Oblivion, wing coaster, so that's kind of like your Swarm at Thorpe Park, inverted coaster possibly, so your Nemesis. Yeah, maybe inverted actually. Do like a B&M kind of. Yeah, I think an inverted, and I think we put the station over here to bring people down to this side of the park, and this will give a really good overview of the coaster as well. So I'm thinking a station on this area, the lift hill along here. I mean, that's a big space for a coaster looking at it now. I might be able to do something else in that area. That's a big area when you consider how small this little bit of an area is. But that's space to come here as well, so maybe we do develop this into just a bigger area. Maybe, I don't know. Right, let's think of a queue line though. We need to have a queue building, and the queue line can go around this area. Station over here, so big building there with the station on this little hill, and the coaster around this bit. Right, let's do that. We're going to start building this very roughly here, but don't expect this to be a finished coaster by the end of today's episode. We're just going to make a rough start, so kind of like that, I think, and then we'll come out of the station. We'll go down one into like a little curve, and then into like a little bit of a corner, and then we'll go into a lift hill. So how high do we want this to go? Let's put it in perspective of this tower. Think, it's hard to know actually without putting the height bubble things on. So what's that, 10 meters I assume? So I think if we go to the back of this area, that's a pretty decent lift hill. So what, 15 meters? I think that's quite a good. There we go. So then we go to the side and have it bank in 10, because we only want it to be a slight curve. And then I think we want it to stop and go straight. So we've got a slight curve there, because I'm pretty sure B&Ms are good on the banking. So then we go there, and then we go into a big drop. Big pop like this, and then what do we want that to do? Curve round or go into an inversion? I think into an inversion of some kind. I can do it bigger than that. Is that the biggest you can get? This seems quite small. Do I make it big with this? Ah, there we go. Right. So let's have a big loop. Let's see how fast that sort of comes down here. The kind of speed of it. You want it to just sort of touch the. Oh, that's gone. So let's go that. So that's like what? 2/3 of the drop size. Let's have that. So we come out of that into that amount of space. Then we're going to curve it around to 45 degrees into a big corner. Put that back to 0. Have a kind of little. No, it's a bit close. There we go. Now it can turn around there. Oh, it doesn't even make it around that loop. Look at that. Okay, so we need to come back to this then. So that needs to go. Let's try that again, but make it a little bit. Which side do we go? Side. Let's make it. No, I think maybe we want to go a bit lower then. Then we do a loop. That might work better. So let's delete all this. See, I'm really not very good at doing coasters. I'm really not good at all. So then that's when we can put a nice loop and have that big. Is that better? I think that's probably better. And then we curve it to 45 and have it at an angle like that, and bring him back. Let's just, let's increase this speed. So I was pressing like coaster thingies. Right, let's see how that does now. That's a bit better. Okay, that's better. So let's go down here. Have a little bit of a situation there. Can I go 8? Will that be high enough? What have we got here? 14. Oh, a bit of a corkscrew situation. And then turn that to 25 and have like quite a sharp turn. Sharp turn into a kind of upward helix. 12, I don't know if it's going to make it that high, you know. I don't know if that's a good idea. Let's have a look. See how the speed's like when he comes into this section. I think we might go to about 10. Let's have a look. That's alright. Speed down. Let's bring it back this way and fill this area in anyway. That goes around nicely. Okay, so that gets to about there. Right, let's delete these. And then shoot it off to the side in a kind of 30-degree situation. Bring that round, then bring him down. And then over here, I feel we want to go sort of above this. That way. Will that make it round? Let's have a look. So it's doing alright for speed. Bit of a jump there. Just makes it round. Oh no, that's no. Alright, instead, why don't we go down? No, back. Stops, and then down and curve it round 2. That's quite a severe turn. No, that's too much. Put in a little bit of a tunnel here to then bring it back up. Possibly this could work. again to like this kind of situation. Okay, I'm struggling to get it back to a... Right, I've done it now. I was struggling to get back to a vertical base there, with having it at 3.5. But I've managed to get it now, so that's good. Alright, I'll bring this out here, and then well, that's slightly banked actually, only slightly. Then we're going to put in break. Like that. Then right, so that's going to be a bit bigger. The break goes in. Is that going to match up there, or is that still wrong? It's still wrong. So I need to go another one. Then in. Then 2 to flatten. Break. And then back into station. Right then. God, that was an ordeal. Okay, let's put them in there straight away and just get it testing and have a look how this goes. Just really see if we can see if this works, as I'm really not so good at yeah, I'm not good at doing coasters at all, as you can probably see. So let's follow this around. Will it still follow? There we go. And let's see how it does. That's cool. So you can, so its excitement seems to be very high at the moment. So good excitement, a good thing, I think. Nausea is high and intensity is medium. Hopefully, that means people will go on it. But obviously these are outdated results, so let's see what happens when the trains go around. What I might do is actually put bigger trains on to sort of, I don't know, we'll see. Let's see how it looks. Okay, gets around there pretty nicely. Nice bit of banking. Well, that's a bit harsh there, but we'll see. Nice corner. It's not overly fast, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. I mean, as long as it keeps its speed quite well, which it seems to do. It's going a bit slow now. It makes it round just. And this is where it's going to head into the tunnel, so it might build up a little bit of speed around this area. It seems to be going quite slow through here, actually. It's not the fastest rise in the world, is it? And it slows it down into the station. Okay, I'm not overly impressed by that, to be honest. But I am bad at doing coasters. I always have been. So for now, it's in. I wasn't expecting to finish it by this playthrough, this episode I mean, but it's there, I guess. What else could we do to improve that? I don't know, but that's the rough coaster we've got there in the end. I mean, it takes up a lot bigger space than I thought it would. I need to dress it up a bit, but we've built a coaster, I assume. Well, not assume, it's there, but yeah, we've built a little bit of a coaster. Anywho, right, that's it for today. So we've done this new building, which they sort of took the stock for. Where's that hauler? It's probably given up. We've put a new building in, a new coaster. I'll do some tweaks off camera to try and make it a little bit better, because it's a bit wonky at the moment. I mean, it's not the nicest thing in the world. But bear with me, I'll do some work. Right, so for now guys, that is it for today. So if you've got any ideas or any suggestions that you want to make, please drop them down in the comments below. If you've enjoyed this video, give us a like, that would really help us out. And if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to the channel, as that obviously will really help us out as well. So thank you for watching, and there will be much more from Parkitect and Planet Coaster coming over the next couple of days and a couple of weeks. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye!